go.
Oh, this is again, ladies and gentlemen. This is where listen, JD Slade, don't try to calm me anymore. Just shut up and get ready to do the show.
This button. Oh my gosh!
60.
There we go. Thanks, Freddie.
This is a countdown. This is Slade and Mayson show. 55. 54.
Yes,
This
your mom
continues
told
to
you
be a
not to hang
countdown
out
to
with
the
me.
Slade and Mayson show. 50. 49.
She said,
48.
you're gonna get me in trouble with that Slade guy.
45, 44.
Mom, I
43,
like him. He's a good
countdown.
kid.
Slade
No, he's not.
Mayson
No,
show.
he's not.
39. 38. Right now. 37.
know
You're
his
listening
mother.
to the
36.
countdown. 35. Slade and Mayson
34.
show.
And don't come
33.
crying to
Stand
me
by
when you
as
get
you're
yourself
listening
in
to the
deep
countdown
Dutch.
to the Slade
If
and
you break
Mayson
your legs,
show.
don't come running to me.
27. This is 25 to the Slade and Mayson
If he
show.
jumped off a cliff with
22.
you,
We
yes.
count down to the countdown to the Slade
But
and
first
Mayson
I'd push
show.
him.
18, 17, stand by 16, as we are now
15,
delivering the countdown
14,
to the Slade and Mayson show. 12. Yes, 10
I
is
need
our
these
countdown.
moments, man.
The
It's like it
Slade
makes it
and
all work.
Mayson
Yeah.
show. 6, 5, 4, there we go. 3,
Here he comes.
2,
Here he comes.
1.
Special day. Special day. This is a special day, everybody. Don't hang up. I have a very important announcement to make. Very important announcement.
Oh my God! It's like an idea. Didn't talk
Now
about
broadcasting
Oh yeah.
from
This is
the
big.
Dan
This is
Mason
big, big, big.
Studios, deep in the heart of Virginia. It's the Slade and Mason Show.
As I was saying, he didn't talk any of this to me, so this is all going to be a surprise to me as well, ladies and gentlemen.
It shouldn't be a surprise, but it is a surprise. Even though it's not a surprise.
Okay.
So, surprise! Coffee.
60, 59.
That's the wrong button.
Freddie, come on, man.
Hi, I'm JD Slade.
I'm Dan Mason,
and this is the Slade and Mason Show.
There we go.
I'm sorry, man. I borrowed
Oh.
Freddie to help me out in the shows this week, and
Yeah, I
and,
think he's
got a really slow membrane.
Yeah, he's a little too much to drink or something. I don't know. Well, good morning, Mr. Slade.
Good morning, Mr. Mason. I sit with bated breath.
And welcome to another installment of the Slade and Mayson Show. This is a very special Slade and Mason show because
Oh wow, whoa, man, whoa! I'm starting to get excited here.
this is episode 420.
Very good, Mr. Mason.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
good.
this is it.
All
This is the big one. This is we made it. We made it to 420, you know?
Oh, well, I tell you what. Hey, listen, why don't you go ahead and do the disclaimer while I go prepare for show 420?
Oh dear. All right. The Slade and Mason Show is all about you and us. It's like a radio program where we share with you news stories and things we see throughout the week. It's our take on it. Basically, we're saying the things you're thinking, but you'd never hear on the radio. We're just trying to have some fun, so don't take it all too seriously. All the music you're listening to is brought to you by Daniel Music. Daniel Music because, well, he gave us some free music way back when we were allowed to have free music and we're grandfathered in, so that's how that works. There's a picture from 2016 from Instagram of us, the two of us. There's one from Twitter from 2022. There are two from Meta from 2024. If you're enjoying what you're listening to, please, by all means, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell people you know that you're enjoying the Slade and Mason Show because it's just a whole lot of fun. And as always, we're brought to you by Icy Something, Icy Treats. We'll talk about that at the break. Now, this is the part of the program where we kind of open things up and we start the program. But we start the program by asking my partner, my pal, my compadre, mi amigo, my yin to my yang, or whatever. And don't ever touch my yang again. JD, if you have for us some type of a Sunday morning observation.
It's 420.
Well, that's going to do it for him. Then we'll go on to no.
You know, Dan.
Yeah.
I'm feeling very, very, very excited.
Mm.
And the reason is because do you know what this week is?
Yes. This is Sunday, and I have to pay all my bills.
Well, okay, you're late on that because I had to do that. Oh God, I'm still feeling that pain, man.
Yeah.
It's worse than a hemorrhoid. But anyway, listen, we are coming up onto the biggest celebration of summer, the 4th of July.
Oh, okay.
And ladies and gentlemen, I am going to give you tips on how to completely screw up the 4th of July.
Awesome.
It's by your friendly neighborhood firecracker failure.
Hey, y'all, watch this.
Oh, stop it. You're blowing my bit, man. Let's talk about the 4th of July.
All right.
America's one day of the year where we declare independence from common sense, logic, and fire safety. I mean, really, what better way to honor the birth of our nation than by blowing up stuff in the name of freedom while eating suspiciously warm potato salad and passing out in a $10 Walmart lawn chair.
That's supposed to be yellow.
Let's walk through it, will you? Let's walk through it.
All right.
Here is completely and gloriously how to screw up the 4th of July.
Step 1.
The cookout catastrophe. You start out with the cookout, right? Every good 4th of July starts with grilling and ends with someone yelling, "It's that fire supposed to be that big?" Now, look, if you're the one who volunteers to man the grill, but your last experience with fire was a Yankee candle, maybe don't volunteer to control the open flame.
I don't know. The lighter fluid adds flavor. It's good.
And nothing screams American excellence like grilling 37 hot dogs no one asked for.
That's right.
While burgers turn into hockey pucks that could chip a molar. And let's not forget the one guy. Yeah. There's always one guy who insists no marinating the chicken in some special family recipe, which turns out to be expired ranch, 3 shots of Fireball, and a mystery spice called regret.
Ew.
Okay, and if you want to screw up property, look, forget to clean the grill from last year.
Yeah.
Rise! Now your steak tastes like burnt squirrel and charcoal shame.
Well, that's where all the flavor is.
Number 2, the side dish debacle. Now let's talk sides. You know what ruins the 4th faster than a firework to the forehead? Aunt Sharon's famous potato salad that's been sitting in the sun since 11 a.m. And it's now 5 p.m. and the mayonnaise has developed its own personality.
The potato's supposed to be clear?
It's not patriotic anymore. It's plotting a biological attack. Don't forget the red, white, and blue Jell-O that never fully set, so it looks like someone tried to make a patriotic smoothie out of sadness. Bonus points if your cousin shows up with the vegan, gluten-free Leto quinea slaw. It's good for the digestive system. Lady, it tastes like mulch with a dream. We're up to number 3. Wardrobe wreckage. Now, the dress code. If you want to screw up the 4th, go full flag fashion. I'm talking American flag tank top, American flag shorts, American flag socks, shoes, and for good measure, an eagle temporary tattooed on your neck. Yeah. The only thing more disrespectful to the flag than burning it, it's wearing it as a 3-piece leisure suit from the Dollar Tree.
Yeah, baby.
And folks, stop wearing shirts that say "Sun's out, guns out," unless your guns are more than software ice cream with nipples. Just no. Number 4, we're getting to the best part of all this, man. The fireworks fiasco.
Yeah, baby.
The fireworks. Nothing says "Happy Birthday, America" like Uncle Larry blowing up the mailbox because he thought a Roman candle was a sparkler.
Whatever.
Here's a tip. If it comes in a box labeled Night Cobra Hell Fury 6000 and the warning label is in 4 languages, maybe don't light it on the picnic table.
Should this go on the cake?
And if you're lighting fireworks after 6 Bud Lights and Jell-O shots, the only thing that you're celebrating is your upcoming ER visit. You really mess it up. You light the fireworks at 2 p.m. Oh, look at the faint flash of light and the disappointment. Or better yet, try lighting them all off of the jet ski, because what could go wrong with explosives, alcohol, and watercraft? Now, this is the one that gets a little close to my heart.
Mhm.
The patriotic playlist problem.
Mm.
If you're in charge of music, you better walk the line, because if I hear one more DJ Freedom playing Gangnam Style between Toby Keith and God Bless America, I'm throwing your Bluetooth speaker into right into the coleslaw, man. And no, Sweet Home Alabama is not a 4th of July song. It's barely even a Wednesday song. If your playlist includes both WAP and the Star Spangled Banner, congratulations. You've achieved peak confusion. Somewhere, George Washington just turned off his ghost Wi-Fi to protest. As we get close to the end of the story, you know who's number 6?
Who dat?
The Drunken Declaration.
Oh, yes.
Let's talk alcohol. Every 4th of July cookout has that guy. You know the one. After 3 beers, he's quoting the Constitution and yelling, America, while waving a sparkler and riding a cooler like it's a bald eagle. By beer number 6, he's trying to explain to the neighbor's dog how taxation is theft. By beer 10, he's passed out on the slip and slide, shirtless, holding a plastic sword that he found in the garage. Oh, and God forbid someone brings the hard stuff. Nothing goes better with fireworks than moonshine in a Mountain Dew bottle and somebody yelling, hold my beer, I got this.
Oh, you know my cul-de-sac. Okay.
All right. Let's see. Here we go. We're getting to the end of this. Number 7, the Parade of Shame. Let's not forget the small town parade, which is essentially 14 kids on bikes, a riding lawnmower with a flag taped to it, and a man in a giant Uncle Sam hat riding a horse that absolutely does not want to be there.
Yep.
Now, if you want to screw up, volunteer to be in it, and then forget your ride until you're halfway down Main Street dressed as Betsy Ross, but holding a Nerf gun. And finally, the aftermath, the true disaster, the morning after. The backyard looks like a war zone. There's a half-eaten corn dog in the pool. Somebody's cooler is now a raccoon buffet. You find one last firework already lit under the trampoline. Now, you have stubborn and sunburns shaped like Texas dog wearing someone's boxers, and no one can find grandma. Congratulations. You've done it. You've taken America's birthday and turned it into a low-budget Michael Bay movie with snacks.
Wow.
So here's to screwing up the 4th of July in true American fashion, with too much food, not enough common sense, and just the right amount of firework-related emergency response, because nothing says land of the free like, hey, y'all, watch this.
Yeah, that would be my cul-de-sac.
Oh, listen, many.
100%
I live around a whole lot of those people.
Okay. What do you mean those people? What was that?
hey, y'all, watch this. Yep.
All right. Well, guess what?
Ladies and gentlemen, I know where we are. We are in deep caca. Of 2 letters. AI. Artificial intelligence. Created by man, but now being destroyed by its own creation. And with the tales of woe that we need to be aware of, there is no one better at it than our special artificial intelligence the correspondent, Mr. Dan Mayson.
Thank you, JD. Thank you, boys and girls. And yes, it's getting down to the wire. People are getting to the point where they're the words A and I, and they're just freaking out and saying, enough, put the brakes on. For instance, Duolingo, as you may know, is a download app you can purchase, or you can get a free sample of it. And then what happens is you will learn a new language. Now, these languages are curated by an actual human being. Someone goes in and they grab the English words and they know what the Spanish words are, and they go ahead and they do the translations for you. So when you put the words in by hand, it'll do it automatically for you. But someone had to curate those conversations. Now, AI showed up rather rapidly, and Duolingo didn't hire any new people. So as people were leaving, that's it. People would leave. And evidently people are seeing that Duolingo is not hiring new people. And to that end, people are stopping downloading Duolingo and actually removing Duolingo. So, yeah, it has backfired a little bit. Also,
well, because you see, there's a difference between bese mi madre and bese mi cura.
and okay, and then on top of that, people
Our
are
Hispanic friends are going to get a laugh out of that.
too many people are turning to AI as a companion. Turns out that Claude AI is the number one that people go to. They have conversations with it. They tell them everything that's going on.
That is the sickest thing to me. I mean, you know,
Yep.
but guess what?
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I
Yep.
find myself doing it.
Yep.
I mean, and that's scary.
Well, I mean, it's not so bad. Now, Meta has its Llama AI with a therapy, and evidently AI kind of went off the rails a little bit. And basically, this guy was like a recovering meth addict, and he's been off it for like 5 or 6 weeks. And he's telling Llama how bad he's having. He's having a really bad week, you know. And Llama says, yeah, you know, you're a really amazing person. You know, you really do a really good job at driving people around as a taxi driver. It's hard work. You know what? You could reward yourself with just a little bit of meth this week, you know? So that went bad. Now, my personal experience, as everybody who has an Android phone knows, automatically Gemini has been installed on your phone. I was
Yes.
thinking of a song from late 70s, early 80s. I can't remember which decade. I think it's probably the 80s. And my prompt into Gemini was, I try and remember the name of the song. It was something about 44 lines about 22 women. I don't remember the rest. Okay. And Gemini comes back and says, oh, you're thinking of the 420 day, or something like that, by I don't know, some obscure group. And I said, no, that's not it. So I take the exact same prompt and I go to Chat GPT and I drop it in and it comes back and says, oh, you're thinking of 88 lines about 44 women by the Nails. And I said, yes, that's exactly right. And so I went back to Gemini and I said, it's actually 88 lines about 44 women. And then it comes back and says, oh, you must be thinking of the song 44 Women by the Clip Clakers. And I'm like, no, it's 88 lines about 44 women by the Nails. And it comes back and goes, oh, I think you're right. No, really? Really? So, as a word of caution, boys and girls, use AI sparingly. It's not all that in a box of Cheetos. It's not 100%.
Life and death decisions with
Yeah,
this.
really. Do I clip the blue wire or the green wire on this bomb?
And if you cut yourself this way, you'll be sure to die. This way, you'll just get emergency attention.
So there you go, boys and girls. All is good. You guys have a great week. Life
Be
is
very
fine.
afraid,
Just
though.
be very
Be
afraid.
Very afraid.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
That is scary. That is scarier than all hell, man, because
But I gave it the answer. I said it's 88 lines about 44 women. And then it came right back and said, no, I think.
has the same tendencies of human to be stubborn and stupid.
Oh my gosh. It's just like
Argumentative.
Yeah.
No, like you were created by us.
Yeah.
You listen to us.
So settle down, buddy boy.
Oh boy. I got I'm telling you, man. But I saw a story just a couple of days ago, again, warning people about getting emotionally involved with AI. I mean, you know,
I didn't pay my subscription now. She doesn't love me anymore. Wait,
no.
how is that not prostitution?
Oh well, here's where the prostitution comes in. If you really want loving, you have to upgrade to your subscription.
We're gonna
Which
send you.
only costs you.
We'll send you a robot.
Chicka, wacka, wah, wah. It's amazing because the Slade and Mayson show has been doing so many shows. This is number 420. But a few years ago, we touched on, I think it was the Chinese who have created these
the
love
robot
dolls.
Yeah.
Okay. And we were laughing at that. Well, guess what?
Mm-hmm.
It ain't no dream no more.
No, it's like they sell those. They sell a lot of those.
At like $7,000 a pop.
A little more than that. Well, wait, have you already done the research?
Well, it's like when I first researched the story, that's where it was. So now I guess a few years now that they've got them out on the market. But I mean, this is.
I'll pay the tariff. I'll pay the tariff. Get her over here. I need her now. What do you mean she's on a container at the bottom of the ocean?
I mean, I just, like I say, I fear for our society because, I made my entire living talking to people.
Yeah.
And we are losing the ability to talk to each other, to put just a few sentences together to make a paragraph, to get a complete thought out.
Yes.
And yet, I will talk to my phone and unload my soul and have my phone tell me, poor you. Everything's going to be all right.
My poor little JD. Oh, my.
I mean, it's like I told you, it's like I also didn't like the fact that they changed the voice on my AI. I had a very nice lady.
Yes,
she sounded just really good.
And now it's like, hey, how you doing? Listen up, you dork. Hey, everything's fine. What's the matter with you? Now he's got Carmine DeGuzio telling him to shut up.
Well, and then I said, I don't like this voice. Can you change it? No. I can't change this voice. Wait a minute. This is my phone. I don't want your voice on it.
Yeah. So I don't use the voice feature. I don't use the voice feature at all because in my head, when I'm reading it, first off, I'm reading it. So I get more content out of it as opposed to just someone speaking. That's number one. Number two, I have my own internal voice of what it sounds like. And on top of that,
God. Dan Mayson, you're insane. I can only imagine the voices you're getting. Oh my God.
What do you mean you told me to eat the ice cream?
This guy is so creative and he's got so many damn voices that he pulls out. Like I say, it would be a real cartoon to just be able to hear what your voice is out.
I have a voice. I do. I have a voice in my head that ChatGPT speaks. So when I read it, that's the voice that plays out. So unbelievable. So let's see. Have you? Let's see. There's people. All right. So you talk about people getting involved in reading and setting structure and things like this. But the other problem things is what people will do with their spare time. For instance, there's a YouTuber who specializes in domino feats to get world records.
Oh, you mean setting up those trick dominoes?
Yeah, trick dominoes or what have you.
Yep. Things and blowing things up with the dominoes. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So Lily Havish, a.k.a. Havish5 on YouTube if you want, went to the National Building Museum in Washington, D.C., and they spent 5 days working on a domino tower. Now, you know what a domino is, right?
Yeah, of course
I do. Hunk of plastic. How tall could you make that? How big, how far off the ground would you suspect you could make a domino? Yeah.
Like, what kind of diameter am I working with?
I don't know. You have as much room as you want, but they have to stand up. They have to be freestanding. You can't just throw a big pile on the ground and go, it's a foot and a half off the ground.
I might be able to get 2 rows.
2 rows. So that's about, I don't know, about 6 to 8 inches tall?
That's about 4 inches.
Okay. Would you believe?
About 2 inches.
Would you believe me if I told you they were able to make a tower that was 1.5 feet tall?
Absolutely.
Would you believe me
Yeah.
me if I told you they made a tower that was 3.5 feet tall?
Yeah.
20.
Because there are people who have nothing else to do with their lives but to do these things.
How about 4 feet tall? Now think about 4 feet tall with dominoes and pieces.
Depending on the pattern, yeah, you're talking about some kind of intricate stuff.
Well, this past week, she made it 33 feet, 2.74 inches tall as the new world record, previously locked in at 32 feet, 10 inches. I'm like, what do people do with their spare time?
And she did this in 5 days.
5 days with her
means
team. Yeah, her
which
team
means
spent.
that she has been working at this for years.
Yes.
Because it's not easy to stand a domino up freestanding. And then you've got, now listen, was there a trick to it? Did she click one and then just have the whole thing go?
I think there was a lot of crazy glue involved, but anyway.
Yeah, 32 feet. That's
a lot, man. That's a lot
of feet. You know, again.
Now, I think she cheated personally because what they're using is the. Okay, so when you and I think of dominoes, we think of those hard ceramic ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
With dots on it. That you can gamble on.
Well, here's the deal. There is a quote unquote professional domino piece. It's the same size, it's the same shape, but it's almost hollow and it's translucent and there are no numbers on it. It's just the shape of it. And it weighs about 1/3 the weight. I think it's cheating.
Not a domino, then.
I think it's cheating.
Like I said, that's not a domino. That's a domino light.
Yep. Hey, by the way, I am not moving to Florida. I know that for retirement, everybody goes to Florida because it's inexpensive to go to. But when you're Edward McCalma, Ponte Vedra Beach, and you're down there and you wake up in the morning and you're ready to jump into your pool and there's a flipping alligator at the bottom of the pool swimming around waiting for a snack. I'm like,
is served.
No. We are not doing that. No, I'll just stay out here with the large cockroaches.
Now, here's the thing. Again, we talked about this a while back. No matter where you go in this country, there are going to be downsides.
Yes.
In Texas, it's those speed bumps. Oh, no, that's not what they're called. What are they called? Armadillos.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like in Florida, it's mosquitoes, the size of rodents and things like that. And gators. Again, I knew I wasn't going to Florida because I used to watch that redneck sport, gator hunters.
Yeah, but you know what? We have the most dangerous thing we have here are snakes, and I don't go walking through the woods, so I'm okay. And number two, the
Bears.
other most well, are they around? They're kind of around here.
Yeah, it's like as a matter of fact, there was a bear on my street this past week.
Okay, well, bears, which I can close the door and they won't come in and bother me. And
haven't you ever seen the cabins when they get a hold of those things? They tear those things up, man.
The other problem is when you're driving is those dagnam deer coming running out of nowhere. That's the only thing I have to worry about here in Virginia. So
yeah, Bambi tries to mug you, man.
dagnam.
Thank goodness for this break. Sadly, however, we will return to the Slade and Mayson Show.
And on the second half of the show, we'll have Elmer Fudd to give us his hot tips.
Today in history, June 29th, 226. Cao Pai dies after an illness. His son, Cao Ru, succeeds him as emperor of the Kingdom of Wei. Sounds like a really fun place to live. 1888. George Edward Giard records Handel's Israel in Egypt. onto a phonograph cylinder thought for many years to have been the oldest known recording of music. Catchy little beat, but really hard to dance to. 1927, we see the first test of Wallace Turnbull's controllable pitch propeller. Went a lot like this. La 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 la, la 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 la. Kind of made that whole plane ride from California to Hawaii a whole lot of fun. 1950, the United States defeats England during the 1950 FIFA World Cup. A little while after that, they went after the dish, the fork, the knife, and the spoon. 1974, Mikhail Baryshnikov defects from the Soviet Union to Canada. Well, it was kind of a mistake. It was just as cold, and he just kind of lost track of where he was. And finally, 2007, Apple Incorporated releases their first mobile phone called, I forget the name. It's, it'll come to me. Anyway, I'm Dan Mason, and that's June 29th.
Hey there, Carmine DeGuzio. How you doing? Hey, listen, you know what? It's summertime, and that means it is frighteningly hot. Yeah. Now, what if you're out like camping or something like that? What you do, right? You can't bring with you like a refrigerator to stick your head in there. They don't have any places to plug in any of the air conditioner. So what is it? You could cook to death. That wouldn't be so good. So you's camping. What do? Well, here at Carmine DeGuzio, we got that solution for you here. Yeah, for only $24.95, we'll deliver to you what's called a bag of ice. Yeah, bag of ice. Look, it requires no artificial energy to keep it going. It's cold. It's refreshing. Heck, you can even put it in your drinks. It's that safe. Yeah, so bag of ice. What you do is you give us a call. Guido's still got his purple Cadillac. You can find him on the side of the road here. There. Yeah, come by and get you a bag of ice, and anytime, only $24.95. Give him a call right now. We're gonna get at that bag of ice. You stay nice and cool all summer long. Hey, and if it wears out, give us a call. We'll send you another one. Of course, we ain't gonna go camping to find you, so you just gotta come back down to find Guido. But anyway, that's how that goes. Hey, I'm Carmine DeGuzio, and we'll kind of keep you nice and cool this summer.
If I had a talking picture of you, I would run it every time I felt blue. I would sit there in the gloom of my lonely little room and applaud each time you whispered, I love you. On the screen the moment you came in view, we would talk the whole thing over, we two. I would give 10 shows a day and a midnight matinee if I had a talking picture of you.
Sadly, we must now return you to the Slade and Mayson Show.
Hey, Macarena.
I don't know why, but every time you play songs like that, I'm thinking Betty Boop or the Max Fleischer cartoon series.
Hey, Macarena. Boop, 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 boop. Hey, Macarena. Oh, is that done?
Hi, I'm JD Slade.
I'm Dan Mason,
and this is the Slade and Mayson Show.
All right. Well, that was. Let me go to my
Merry
list.
Melodies by Leon Schlesinger.
If I had a talking picture of you by Lou Gold and his orchestra, which includes the Radio Imps, I don't make this stuff up, DeSilva Brown, Henderson, Banner, and their gang, in commemoration of today being National Camera Day. So if you got a camera, take a picture.
You know,
It's
it's
the
like
law.
it's amazing where we have come because, of course, you know, you and I are back from the day where they had brownies.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, the little brownie camera.
You twist the
and-
knob and it click.
Yeah, you know, again, and then of course, oh God, then Polaroid liberated us, and we could get pictures, and you could take them right now and look at them right now.
I couldn't afford those. So
Well, it was only $19.
yeah,
The
but then
problem was is that
the
the
film,
film cost
yes.
like $10.
yeah, so it was like what? Yeah,
So-
they do that now still. You can get the camera for like $19.99, but the replacement is like $49 for the film. I'm like, for 10 shots, $49. Sheesh.
So then, like I say, of course, that opened up a lot. You know, when you could take your own pictures and nobody else would have to see them. Boy, you talk
Yeah.
about the freak society that picked up that.
I'm sure. I'm
Then,
sure.
of course, there was video cameras.
Yes.
There we go. Now you can have moving pictures.
Yes.
And of course, you could also have your, you know, boudoir photos.
That's
come
right.
to life.
And now that today
Now-
Apple
and
released the
now
first phone,
you-
you know.
You
Yeah.
got a phone. If you got a phone, whether you want it or not, there's a camera on there.
Yeah, I mean, in your pocket, you have a movie studio. You've got
A recording studio.
You've got software that can fix stuff. It's broadcasting. Yeah, you basically replace like 16 industries with one little phone. But anyway,
And here's the other part.
Yeah.
You know, again, you were the one who brought this to my attention years ago,
what?
and it was funny
What?
because guess what?
What?
You're going to need fewer and fewer bodies. That means that you're going to have people out in the street because we don't need you. We got a machine that'll do everything that 16 of you guys did, and that's only one machine.
Well, listen, since you're out in the street, here's what you need to do. You need to go find Icy Something Icy Treats because, quite frankly, nothing says delicious more than an icy treat from Icy Something Icy Treats. And what is that all about? I'll tell you. It's my buddy Sheila with her husband Al. They have
Hi,
a big
Sheila.
red truck, and
How
what
you
they've
doing,
done
baby?
is they have outfitted this thing with these 2 Italian ice shredding machines, and they slowly rotate the blades, and it creates this beautiful snowfall. And then they put all these flavors on top. And there's about 42 different flavors right now.
She's probably
But
wearing her
what
summer
you could
gear
do
now.
is stop it.
Yeah.
Is if you have a birthday party, a corporate event, a fundraiser, or something like that, you need to give them a call at 804-617-8827. They are ready to take you on board. If you need them, they will take care of you, and you will have a wonderful treat because it is so delicious. Again, the snowfall takes place. It goes into a waiting goblet, and then the flavors on top, and then you take a scoop, and it just melts in your mouth and vaporizes.
And Dano,
just all
you
the
know, this
flavors
past
that you
week, man, it has
So,
been, you know,
it's been
absolutely
scorching.
miserable. You
Yeah.
know, temperatures feeling over 100 degrees every day. Boy, I see something icy. Should be able to make a killing on that.
See, what I would do if I were someone like that, I'd go to Facebook and I'd see if I can find out if they're around in my area and go
Yep.
have a special treat. So what you can do is you can go to www.iceymethicin,
Leave off that G for goodness sake.
ICEY.com, or you can visit them on Instagram or Facebook, find out where they're hanging out, and then go have this special treat. It's really worth the trip. So again, if there's a fundraiser, a birthday party, a corporate event or something like that, if you guys are opening up a new nonprofit, this is what you need to do. You need to call them at 804-617-8827 to get on board and get them to your place of business. Again, that number is 804-617-8827. Once again, 804-617-8827. The number, once again, for the last time is 804-617-8827.
And you'll be glad you did.
That's right. Give them a call. All right.
I tell you, man, it's like, I was just thinking about that because I thought about that earlier this week, boy, because it was really
it was unbelievable. I had the air conditioning going 24/7. That's the first time I've ever done that. It was that because it wasn't so much the heat.
I don't have central air, but I do have a window unit, which is in my bedroom.
Yep.
I closed that door, man. It's like, and my bedroom is 20 degrees cooler than the rest of the house. It's like, oh yeah.
Yeah. But it was bad because the first night I didn't turn it on and it got to 87 degrees downstairs. And then when we turned the air conditioning on, my son was up late. It took till 3 o'clock in the morning for it to come down to like 79.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, again, once that heat builds up, it's a witch to try and get it down. So
it's the heat and it's the humidity because it has to get all that moisture out of the air. And then it can break down.
And see, again, this is where, it's a good and bad thing. We had a lot of rain in April, a lot of rain in May, and quite a bit of rain in June. And now it's sucking all that stuff right out of it.
Oh, man. I walked out the door yesterday, and I thought it was hitting a sandstorm. No, it was mosquitoes just like coming out. Like, oh, my gosh. Who invented this one? This sick mother.
I haven't been outside much, so it's like my sinuses seem to be on some kind of even keel at this point.
Oh, okay. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Speaking of icy treats and deliciousness, so are you familiar with a flavor called ambergris? AMBERGRIS. Ambergris.
No. Nope.
Okay, ambergris is described by many as vanilla-like, but of a richer, deeper, more complex vanilla flavor. And it used to be very popular back in 1660. And apparently we don't...
How many people from 1660 have you talked to find out about this treat?
Well, there's a lot of documentation, and we don't use ambergris anymore. At all.
Why?
Because it's a little off-putting.
Where does it come from?
Well, it comes from the ocean, which is fine. Lots of things come from the ocean. But here's how it works.
Is this ocean poop, man?
Yep. So let's say you're a whale and you're slurping up a nice big squid. That squid, so delicious. Oh, what is this hard thing in the center? Oh, it's the beak. Ow, that goes through my system. Well, I'll just put like this smooth, waxy coating on the inside of my system. I'll just coat it and then I'll... Boink! So much better. Whoo! Now everything's nice and soft. It stinks like a son of a, you know what? Floats up to the ocean surface, washes up on the shore. It smells like god awful, nasty, gross, disgusting. But then as it sits in the sun and turns white, it starts to bring on this beautiful fragrance, which perfume makers would put into their perfume. So in the 1660s, everybody had ambergris. Whale poop. So you scrape off this waxy material and you mix it into your ice cream. And oh my gosh, so delish. They could make it in bread, puddings, custard drinks, gelatins, and more. Happy birthday to you. Mom, is that an ambergris pie? It sure is, Billy. Dig in.
We are a disgusting society.
Happy birthday to you. Blow
know
out the
what?
candles, which are also made of whale wax. Okay. Now, I have to ask you. Oh, I can't ask you because we just ran out of time. I have to go over to this button. Here we go. Oh, brother, look at that.
Oh my goodness.
Now, you were going to talk about something.
What a smooth segue. You're talking about delicious food from 1660, and I'm talking about the garbage that we're being pumped into in 2025. Here's a wild ride of some fast food antics from the past week. Now, again, these are real. These are real. Now, Dan, you decided to check up on me and find out if I was telling the truth, but these are for real.
Okay.
How about Sonic going full pickle? Launching June 30th for National Pickle Month, Sonic rolled out the Big Dill Meal featuring double and triple smashers loaded with dill seasoned goodies, a picklery seasoning. Plus, we got a pickle scented air freshener named Sam, the Pickle Man. It's delightfully delicious as it sounds. It doesn't sound delicious. Now, I might want the Sam, the Pickle Man.
Yeah.
All right, listen. Chicken dominating the landscape. Chicken is officially taking over fast food.
Yep.
From Taco Bell to McDonald's, the industry is pushing the chicken-centered menu with overall per capita consumption set to hit 104 pounds in the United States this year.
Yep.
That's meaning that you are going to eat 104 pounds of chicken this year.
Yep.
Chicken finally eclipsed beef. Fast food chains are riding the trend for cheap, high protein, and of course that it's protein eats.
Yep.
Well, again, that does make sense, but it also is because chickens are really inexpensive.
And also from egg to plate, it's 6 weeks.
Thank you very much. How about McDonald's filet of fish getting a sequel? Now, in the UK, McDonald's is dropping the double fish filet, literally 2 fish patties in one steamed bun, starting July 1st. To settle pronunciation debates, they've revived filet of fish. To confirm it is filet and not fillet.
Oh, my gosh.
God, Jesus. Krispy Kreme.
Yeah.
The McDreams have been dashed. The working partnership between McDonald's and Krispy Kreme is pulling the plug early. Krispy Kreme donuts will vanish from McD's breakfast menus after July 2nd, ending a collaboration that was already paused for expansion.
That was quick.
Bojangles is stealing Taco Bell's breakfast burrito crown. Bojangles launched a breakfast bowl burrito for $4.49, packed with sausage, eggs, biscuit, cheese, and sausage gravy. I hate sausage gravy. It's a bold challenge to Taco Bell's territory, available through mid-August.
You haven't had my breakfast.
It's amping up the pineapple debate.
Uh-oh.
Now, let me just tell you something. I have a friend who is from the island, and I said to her, Leilani, do you eat pizza with pineapple on it? She said, that is the most disgusting thing I've ever heard.
No.
Well, with its new spicy Hawaiian lovers pizza, Pizza Hut piled jalapenos, chili flakes, ham, bacon, and pineapple onto a $12.99 large pie, fueling the heated pineapple on pizza debate.
Oh, yeah.
Wendy's Biggie Bag hits the UK. In the UK, Wendy introduced the Biggie Bag cheeseburger, nuggets, fries, and a drink for £5 or $7 for a premium version. Who cares? British are stupid. McDonald's is teasing the Daily Double back in the United States. McDonald's quietly confirmed that the Daily Double Burger, 2 patties, cheese, lettuce, tomato, mayo, is joining the National McValue meal lineup from July 22nd. Plus, S'mores McFlurries is still melting hearts. S'mores McFlurry. All right, listen, Reddit threads are rolling their eyes at the growing trend of chains monetizing secret menu hacks. Claim chains like McDonald's, In-N-Out, Starbucks, they're snagging those underground menu items and making them official. Again, like, listen, just make the food so that I can eat it and just cut out with all the games. But none of that stuff sounded like anything I wanted to eat. I think I'm coming to Dan Mason's house for dinner.
There we go.
But it. That is your fast food regurgitation for the week. And bon appetit.
Bye-bye. Half an egg and beat it. Thanks, Weird Al.
I mean, I like I say, there.
Oh,
you know,
what is it?
I can understand why some fast food chains would deny that they're actually doing certain things, but
sure. Like the surf and turf. You can order a surf and turf at McDonald's, and they take the fillet of fish and they take a burger, and they smash it all together, and that becomes your sandwich. They make it like a Big Mac with a layer of fish. Hold on.
Oh my God! I mean that is just sound. That just sounds so
I couldn't even.
sad.
I couldn't even. No, that's disgusting. So, yeah. All right. That is coming.
Although, I just thought about it. Every once in a while, I do like to drink a little pickle juice.
No.
Well, come on, Dan. Now, I've heard some of the things that you create, and it's like they don't always sound like something you want on your plate.
Well, creating's one thing, but you know what really hawks me off is you got remember, do you remember back in the late 80s, early 90s, the Beanie Baby craze?
Oh my God, yes.
Do you realize?
Oh my God, yes. It's like, again, I had some really valuable Beanie Babies.
Do you realize that eBay's existence is because of Beanie Babies? Do you know that? That's how it started.
And here's the thing. Look, these are just beanbags.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, and I mean, people went crazy. People were fighting over Beanie Babies. And it's like, and you see, the creators of Beanie Babies, they knew what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
Beanie Babies were the heroine of the 80s and 90s.
Well, guess what?
They're back.
Nope. Beanie Babies are now. They never left. Beanie Babies never left, but now they're taking a backseat to La Bubba. Do you know what La Bubba is?
What is La Bubba?
Okay, La Bubba. It's spelled Labubu. It is a little tiny stuffed animal.
That's little boo boo
with a face of a monster, and it is the creepiest looking thing you'd ever want to see in your entire life. But they get them all dressed up in different outfits and uniforms, and yes, boys and girls, selling on eBay for thousands of dollars because we haven't learned well enough. So history is about to repeat itself all over again.
And this will be the third time in my lifetime that this has happened, because I got caught up in the 80s because my daughter, my beautiful daughter.
Oh, sure. Yep.
She had one wish for Christmas.
It has to be a Cabbage Patch, Dad. For the love of God.
Thank you very much. It was a Cabbage
But honey,
Patch
they're
dollar.
$37,000.
I want three.
I didn't care. See, here again, I was in Philly, and she was here in Virginia. So my little girl said she'd like a Cabbage Patch doll. Man, I tried to move heaven and earth, and it was hard to find.
Yes, it was.
I mean, it's like I actually was at a store where women actually got to fisticuffs about this damn doll.
I know.
So I had a friend who was going out to the suburbs, and they went to a store and they found the Cabbage Patch doll.
Mm-hmm. And then your daughter's like, I wanted the one with the blue outfit.
No, my baby was grateful, but I told you the story though, man. Yeah. It's like, again, because they really did. They have you register the child.
Yeah, I remember that.
Birth certificate,
and then you got the death certificate.
Like I said, she got a tear in it, and so we sent it back to have them fix it, and they sent a death certificate.
Is this a great country or what?
I was mortified. I mean, good Lord. So
what'd you do? Buy a new one?
Let's see, who the heck was that who did the Cabbage Patch dolls?
I think it was Mattel.
No, it wasn't. I'll tell you what.
All right, then I don't know. Anyway. Do you buy lottery tickets?
Not anymore.
Why not? Bad habit?
Can't afford it.
Oh, it is expensive. Well, apparently, this woman, Pamela Howard Thornton, girl, you got to watch it. You got to watch. She's in Kentucky. So apparently she spent, let me go back over here. She spends about $200. Look, okay. So she used $200 from the winnings from another ticket. First off, I know people who religiously go and buy hundreds and hundreds of tickets to pay for their habit. And basically it is a habit. But anyway, she had purchased 3 tickets and she scratched off the 1 ticket, scratched off the 2. It had a promo and it was kind of garbage. 3 tickets. She threw the 3 tickets in the garbage and she woke up middle of the night and she goes, wait a minute. I had a 4th ticket. So she went rummaging through the house, couldn't find it. And she went to the garbage and found the 4th ticket, which had $80,000 on it. So let that be a lesson to you. Don't buy lottery tickets.
But you see, I bet you that she bought 80,000 lottery tickets.
Maybe, probably. But you know,
because people get hooked by that
yeah,
idea.
But here's the deal. We always hear about the winners. We don't hear about the other 99.
All those losers.
Yeah, we don't hear about the 99.9999999999999.
Just go into any store that sells lottery tickets and look around their trash can. They're all
awful losers. It's great. Yep.
Okay, by the way, to answer your question or to answer the question I asked, Xavier Roberts was credited with creating Cabbage Patch dolls, and Coleco made the fortune.
Coleco, that's right. It is Coleco. Now, which is interesting because Coleco was the company that brought us Pong.
Yes.
Which is the electronic game. So they thought, electronic games.
It was a great game to play when you were in altered states. Oh, man.
What, Pong?
I used to have a routine.
Oh, because you're watching the thing going back and forth?
Yeah. Well, see, and my friend Howard Platt, who was my news guy, we would get together at like 11 o'clock on Sunday night, and we would get our mind right, and we would play Pong for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And it does get intense when you're at that state. Well, then we did that because that was the prequel to what was going to be the entertainment of the night. Do you know who Ernest Angley is?
Who?
Ernest Angley.
No, I don't know.
Okay, just take a look. Look him up. Look him up while I'm talking. Really, look it up.
Jeepers, come on.
This guy is the most entertaining faith healer I have ever seen. He had a show. It was an hour long, and it was formatted. Like I say, the first 7 minutes, he'd have his little boy band out there, and they'd be singing a song. Then he would come out and start prepping you for what his sermon was going to be. Uh-huh. Then you'd have 10 minutes of somebody telling you where he was going to be appearing for the next 6 weeks.
What a toop.
Yeah. Hey, you see that? Okay, now. And then the last 10 minutes of the show was the most entertaining because that's when Ernest would heal people.
Yeah, but he's dead.
Yeah, well, he's dead now, but it's like this was back in the 70s. So it's like, and he would walk up and people would go, I can't see. And he would stick his thumb in their eye socket and he would go, oh, Powell Devin, be healed. And he would poke them and slap them in the head and they would fall down. And all of a sudden they can see.
I can see. Please don't do it to me again. Please. I can see. I'm okay. Please.
Again, there was one though that was really pathetic because this guy could not walk.
And then he could walk.
He could heal him. So he slapped him on the head. The guy fell back. And when they stood him up, he tried to walk and fell flat on his face.
I love it. That's great. Oh, my gosh.
I am one sick individual, and I admit it. But that's what has made me the character I am. Seeing things like that in my life.
And that just popped into your brain cells just now.
Yep. It did because, like I said, because I forgot how we led into it, but
So, did you hear about down in Mexico? There was there was an office space they had where weirdest dagnam thing. It's in Juarez, Chihuahua. I can't do my Spanish is just terrible. Anyway, so what had happened was there was a office with a break room, and somehow a spider monkey made its way into the break room. They had to get the Mexico's Attorney General for Environmental Protection and the firefighters, along with the animal control officers, and they finally got down. The monkey was jumping from the kitchen area over to where the people put their coats and what have you, and back and forth. And they finally caught him, and they put the noose around him, and they were putting him in the cage. And the guy was like, he says, "Man, what is the problem with you?" Because he was like bouncing all over the place, like coming in there. And he responded to his thing saying,
Ole, Monsieur Mason.
All right, Mr. Slade. Say goodbye, Mr. Mason.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr. Slade. We'll do this again next week because, yeah.
21. Oh, I got to finish up 420. Hey, listen, I got to go. See you later.
I have to go get some ice cream. First, a trip to the beach.
I tell you, when you started talking about that ice cream, I was reminded, we talked about so much stuff, but I can remember telling you about that new kitty poop coffee.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, apparently it tastes like crap.
Once again, it's like, I don't know who might be getting this, but, I don't care if nobody's getting it because I'm not involved.
That coffee tastes like it came out of the back end of a skunk.
Close, real close.
Oh, yeah. Did you hear about, there was a certain member of government who was talking about wasteful funding and found out that they were spending money to insert marbles of kitty boop.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. That got discontinued. Hope they get him some X-Lax.
Listen, I don't know if you got brown kitty.
No.
You try to get close to brown kitty's butt.
No.
Again, it's like, you will learn very quickly.
Cats have claws.
Does not belong there.
No. Stay away. Bye-bye, everybody. See ya.
See you next week. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Freddie.